Hey guys, Chad here from Take It or Leave It Reviews, here to do a quick review of the movie Deadstream that premiered on Shudder's 61 Days of Halloween event. So far I've done a few reviews for this event. You can see those reviews on my channel now, but before you do that, let's talk about Deadstream. Let's get down to brass tacks, guys. This movie was fun as hell. Like, I had a blast with this flick. I thought this movie was funny. I thought that it had some legitimately good scares and really creepy scenes where I was genuinely kind of creeped out and worried about what was going to be coming around the corner. And I thought this was actually a pretty scary flick, despite how funny and fun it was. So I thought there was a really good balance of those two things. I thought that there was some really, really interesting, kind of surprising and unique, I guess you call them monsters or ghosts or entities, whatever you want to call them. Dude, there's one point when the main character is running through the woods and he just like turns to his right, and there is something that I almost like just jumped out of bed. It was so unexpected and it was so bizarre and creepy looking. I just did not expect it, and I thought it was freaking awesome. You know, I actually thought that the attempt at character development here was actually well intended, and you know, it was semi-successful. It was a bit forced, we'll get into that, but yeah, I just appreciated that there was actual, you know, legitimate attempt at some character development and a character arc. And I gotta highlight the really clever and well thought out setups of the portable cameras, the iPads, the other technology that the main character had at his disposal. The director and the cinematographer really used these to their benefit. And it took something that was a fairly unoriginal plot and made it unique in its execution. And man, that production designer deserves a serious pat on the back, because that house was freaking filthy. I mean, it was gross, it was grimy, it really felt like if you touch anything, you're sticking to it. Like, it really feels like a crack den, as I would picture it in my head at least. And because of that authenticism, it really helped kind of elevate the seriousness and the realism of the film, and hence ended up making things a little bit more terrifying. Because honestly, if there was nothing in that house that was haunted, then I would still be worried he's going to leave with some disease or something awful that will kill him within a week. And the lead actor, he is really phenomenal in this. He's actually the co-director of the film as well. I thought that he really did a great job of finding that balance between really annoying and just totally rooting against him, and then you just kind of can't help. He's so pathetic that you kind of feel bad for him, such that whenever the ghosts are terrorizing him, we're like, good, he sucks, get him. Just get him. But then at a point we're like, all right guys, back off. Come on. He doesn't know what he's doing. He's a loser. Get up, stupid, and want to dust him off and just smack him upside the head. I would keep waffling back and forth between those two. And at the end of the day, I do think that his performance may be the thing that held this film together the most, because without him being able to strike that balance, I'm not sure that the fun and funny and the genuine scary and creepy stuff in the film are really going to mix well and hold together without his performance. That all being said, I do have a few pain points about this film that stick out in particular. First and foremost, I think that the story, in particular the history of the house, what happened to whoever lived there beforehand, and you know, what kind of needs to be done to help out the lead character in this scenario, I just thought it was extremely convoluted, and it kind of felt like they were making it up as they went along. And as I mentioned before, I thought that the main character's arc was pretty weak and definitely forced. It was fine enough for kind of this movie, but it would have been nice if it felt a little more genuine and, you know, kind of came together a little bit better at the end of the day. Also, there's an actress that ends up playing a part in some capacity. I don't want to get into spoilers, so I won't go any further than that. All I'll say is that her performance earlier on, I just thought was a little cringeworthy. I hate to say that, and maybe that was kind of a decision from the director. Either way, whoever's to, quote, blame, you know, whatever, I don't really give a shit. All I'm just saying is that her performance earlier on just was a little cringeworthy to me. I hate to say that, but that's just how I felt. And while I thought that the use of subscribers or viewers calling into the live stream was kind of an interesting choice, I just didn't think that it was very well executed. It just seemed very staged and not very realistic, and it just kind of took me out of the movie a little bit. And lastly, sometimes it just stood out to me that, oh, that's clearly makeup. And that's not supposed to look like makeup, that's supposed to be a monster or an entity, and that was just a problem for me at times, especially because there are a number of times in this film where the camera's right in people's faces, and it just became very clear that, okay, that's makeup, and if this had a higher budget, then they would have fixed that, but, you know, it is what it is. At the end of the day, guys, I just thought that this was a really fun, funny, and genuinely scary and creepy at times found footage flick that, you know, had a plot that we've seen before, but used some really clever and creative creative and thoughtful setups to make this a pretty unique experience in and of itself, and I just had a ton of fun with this. You know, how many times have we said over and over again that found footage movies, oh my god, they're garbage. They just keep doing the same thing, different day, there's nothing else to do with them. It's just automatically assumed that they're just shit, you know? And I get that because there's a lot of just dog shit found footage movies out there. I get it, but here we are with Deadstream. Look, this genre, we haven't squeezed everything out of it yet, I don't think. Deadstream is, you know, proof of that. I thought that this film had elements of Dashcam, Found Footage 3D, Tusk, and Death of a Vlogger. So if all of that sounds interesting and fun to you, then I say definitely check this out on Shudder when you get a chance. And I'm going to give Deadstream a 6.9 out of 10. But that's just what I think. Take it or leave it. What do you guys think? Have you seen this? Are you excited about it? Let me know down in the comment section. Let's talk about it. And also, guys, if you have seen Deadstream and you're looking for something else to watch, in particular a found footage film or mockumentary kind of film, I would definitely check out Dashcam. It is much grosser and gorier and more effed up than Deadstream is, so just prepare yourself, but I thought it was a lot of fun. I would also recommend checking out that movie Found Footage 3D. It's a little bit lower budget, but I thought it was actually really fun and had a really effed up ending by the end of it. And then there's Death of a Vlogger. I actually haven't seen this movie. I just found it in my research today, and I actually think that this movie looks really creepy and genuinely unnerving and unsettling. So maybe check that one out. It came out in 2018. Looks really good, as well as those other two that I mentioned. If you've already seen Deadstream and you need something else to watch, check those out. And guys, thank you so much for stopping by. I really, really appreciate it. Don't be afraid to hit that like button and subscribe to my channel. And until next time, I'm Chad from Take It or Leave It, and I'll check you later.
Check you later. Check you later.
Hey man, get off my case.
Oh man, chicks don't want to hear that shit.